Today we're going to look at stress busting anchors, and the ones we're going to specifically look at are relaxation and breathing. And Jess goes through so many really cool techniques that are going to really empower you to not just relax or become more relaxed in stressful situations, but to build up your capacity to actually access that relaxation when stress comes, which it inevitably does. So enjoy.
Okay, so yeah, in this second video in the stress management series, we are starting to look at some of the strategies to manage stress, and I have named them our stress-busting anchors. As we mentioned in the first video, we've kind of got a bit of a theme around anchors, and I think you put it a really great way that anchors will keep us tethered to something and help us to stop being blown about by the storm. So yep, storms are going to hit, stress is going to come. We have to deal with it.
Yep.
So how are we going to deal with it? So in our first little look at strategies and anchors to deal with stress, we're going to look at relaxation and breathing. So big one. Take a deep breath, everyone. So really quick science lesson. So as you see on the screen, we've got an autonomic nervous system in our body, and there's two main systems to that. The sympathetic, which is our fight or flight mode, we've often heard of that fight, flight, freeze, and then our parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and digest, and sometimes you can think of a parachute opening up to slow us down. So parasympathetic is the slow down, sympathetic is the get into fight or flight mode. So those are the two systems we have in our bodies, and what often happens though is that these days, with such ongoing stresses, now it was helpful back in the day, you know, when there were predators, but these days we've got so many ongoing stresses that what we don't realise is we're sitting in that alert fight or flight or freeze mode more often than not. When we don't need to be. We're perceiving threats when we don't need to be. We've got to learn to activate that rest and digest system more in our life.
So we're on alert too often.
Sorry?
We're on alert too often.
Yes.
We're not actually taking time to relax and realise we're safe. We're like more vigilant than we need to be even.
And we'll fill our lives too with so much stuff and think we've always got to go, and busy like is a badge of honour and
100%.
all this sort of stuff, and I could go on for days about that one just alone. But what we want to do is learn ways of activating that rest and digest system. And the more that we practice some of these techniques, we need to do them regularly, even if we're feeling good, because then when we do get stressed, we can much more easily access that system and remind ourselves to calm down or to bring things down and recognise stress. So the more we get our bodies to be in that system on a day-to-day basis, the better. So another quick science lesson, because I'm a learner. So up on the screen I've got a little picture, and that little squiggly line running from top to bottom is what's called the vagus nerve, and it's the longest nerve in our body. It influences breathing, our heart rate, our digestive function, and a bunch of other things as well. And it's known as the queen of the parasympathetic system, so that rest and digest system. And so stimulating that nerve and strengthening that nerve can help switch the rest system on. So
we want a healthy queen on the inside of us, right?
Yes, we do. We're gonna strengthen that queen in all of us.
Nice. I'm ready. Let's do it.
Ways to do that. So some of the top 5 ways to activate that, sort of strengthen that nerve. First and foremost, deep and slow breathing. So taking moments to breathe in deeply and slowly, but then breathing out even longer on the exhale. And if you've got a Fitbit, like many of us do these days, or something that you can even just feel in your pulse, if you just even try like breathing in for 4 seconds, breathing out for 6, you'll actually notice your pulse, your heart rate will drop.
Yeah, wow.
Which is what we want. So we're actually physically calming the body down.
Yeah, right.
So that's why breathing is so important and one of the key things, because it will physically change your body system and talk to that rest and digest system and say, hey, activate that system. So breathing is really important. Secondly, singing and humming.
La, 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 la.
Exactly.
So the wiggles is good for you.
Okay, if you ever need an excuse to sing in the shower, like this is it. Or in
My
the car with
teenage
your
daughters
partner
are
to
going
your
to
kids.
disagree. Okay.
This is your excuse and your reason. You say, I'm just doing my vagal nerve exercises. Because it actually...
Just doing my vagal nerve exercises.
It's like strengthening a muscle, but it does actually apparently tone it and strengthen it.
Okay.
Which, without getting into all the obviously sciencey stuff, is then meant to help activate the rest system.
So it's stronger when you need it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So sing away. Laughter is another good one. And look, laughter's just good on so many levels, right?
Yeah.
Laughter's medicine for the soul.
But it's also good for this vagal nerve as well.
Yeah. So Google those funny cat videos. Whatever you need to do to laugh. So get some laughter on each day. Cold exposure is another one. And this is often something that even when people are feeling anxious, like cold drink of water, splashing cold water on your face, or even if you're brave enough, starting to do things like, running the shower cold for the last 30 seconds or something.
Yeah, it's something I've heard a few times on podcasts that I like in the last 6 months, and so I've gone, I'm just going to give it a go. And I've been trying to do it for 60.
Yeah.
I hate cold water, but I've been doing it for the last 60 seconds of a shower and just counting to 60.
Yeah.
And getting used to it, but I do feel calmer.
Yeah. Initially, it's like, whew, but it can be quite energizing, but then calmer as well.
I heard a guy describe it as though it tweaks your fight or flight because you're sitting with that idea of, I don't like this, okay, I can do it.
Yeah.
But it actually builds. He didn't talk about the Pascal nerve or whatever it is. Vagus nerve. Pascal, I don't know the vagus nerve, but that's cool that that's what you're building. And again, it's often for me not when I'm stressed, but kind of taking it as a way I can build that capacity inside myself.
So these are things you can just be doing on a regular basis to help with that. And the last thing for that particular nerve anyway, which I think, everyone's going to rejoice at, is massage.
I knew I needed more massages in my life.
If you ever need an excuse to go and get more massages, this is it. And it's just relaxing anyway, because apart from that nerve, but reducing muscle tension and... I mean, who needs an excuse to go for a massage?
I'm pretty upset
really?
though that you brought that up when I can't travel to Bali. Where massages are uber cheap and they're awesome.
They train your kids up well.
Yeah. My daughters are not going to agree with you on that one, but that's okay. I've tried. I failed miserably in that particular part of my parenting.
Again, this is like when you're singing in the shower and asking for a massage, or birthday gift vouchers from you say, I'm just trying, it's going to help you because I'm going to be stressed less. So this is a win-win situation here.
Thank you. I'll give that a go.
Try that.
I'll just see. Yeah.
And just finally, so moving away from that just into general just relaxation techniques, there's a few that we've sort of touched on before. So mindfulness and meditation. Look, we've touched on a little bit of that before, and there's so many things out there that you can look into to figure out how to do that. Smiling Mind is a great app for mindfulness.
Okay.
But again, it's just teaching us to sort of rest, to bring our bodies down into that calm state, but also mindfulness. You can do different mindfulness practices that teach you to sit with different emotions, be more aware of your body, so that then day to day you're not trying to run away from those emotions, or you're not ignoring symptoms and signs that you might be stressed. So creating an awareness and an acceptance. So when you can accept that, those difficult emotions, rather than judge yourself for them, again, you'll be less stressed. So
specific mindfulness techniques to deal with certain emotions, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so you can do ones that are body scans and breathing and or mindful eating.
Mindful eating?
Yeah, slow that. And again, that helps the digestive system anyway.
I'll check that out.
But there, you can do mindfulness practices that just teach you to sit with some of those more difficult emotions and bring some acceptance to them, rather than judging them or running away from them or being fearful of them, which is often what then creates that stress anyway.
Okay.
So mindfulness meditation or prayer, things like those contemplative type practices. So really good for you. Gentle exercise as well. Yeah. Can activate that rest and digest system. So stretching exercises or gentle yoga or Tai Chi. things like that, or even ones with repetitive sort of movements are good for helping with that rest and digest system switch on more, and to deactivate the alert system. So gentle exercises, really good one.
Gentle skating, I'm going to give it a go.
Skating, that might be. I don't think I've ever. I haven't mastered the art of gentle skating. I'd take my best friend and I used to take my brother's skateboard down a very steep driveway.
Okay.
It didn't always end well.
Fair
it wasn't
enough.
so gentle for me.
Yeah, I've never tried it either. I'm just
It
thinking.
caused me more stress.
Fair enough.
But if it works for you. And the final one, which are going to pop up on the screen as well, is progressive muscle relaxation. So this one is about teaching sort of like reducing some of that muscular tension, physical tension in your body. So as you see on the screen, it's sort of like working your way through your body, starting with your feet. You tense your muscles for a few seconds, and then you slowly release them and relax them and breathe out, and you work your way up your body to do this. You can do it lying down, sitting. You can even do it for a few moments standing as well. So if you're having one of those moments where you're like, I just stressed, you could actually, under the table, clench your fists, no one will see you, and then like notice the relaxation when you let that tension go. Breathe into that space to let tension go. So that's a really good one to practice quite regularly, because then it teaches your body to reduce tension. So
yeah, I've definitely experienced that with breath exercises.
Yeah.
Because I've practiced it a lot. When I do it now, my body just relaxes straight into it. So I get into a relaxed place much quicker now with breath.
And they say
but
that
I'm going to try the body one.
Yeah,
more.
well, they say once you've practiced this one a few times, you can actually skip the muscle tensing part and just work your way sort of mentally through your body and breathe into like your feet, your calves, your thighs, and feel each of those muscles relax as you concentrate on them. So so start with the tensing and then work your way to that. But all of these practices, Ben, that we just talked about are really good to do on a regular basis. So this is not something that you go, all right, I'm going to read about this, put it away, and when I'm stressed next, I'll maybe think of one of them. It doesn't work like that. You've got to... and look, it's not a bad thing to have as a regular practice, because you're actually going to end up being in a much more calm state all the time. Not all the time, but
more frequently.
Yeah, more frequently.
Yeah.
And you, again, you'll be more ready to access those things when you need them, and you will be well practiced at them to actually go, oh, yep, I can do this.
Yeah.
So these are really good to have consistently. So that is our relaxation and breathing stress busting anchors for today.